أشهد
أشهد
أن لا إله
أن لا إله
إلا الله وأشهد
وأشهد
أن
أن
محمدا
محمدا
رسول الله.
Hello Muslim friends of the world. Islam is indeed not the majority religion in Taiwan. Previously, its growth was relatively slow, with only 100 new adherents each year. This situation changed when Muslim foreign workers, including those from Indonesia, TKI, began to flood into Taiwan. In 2007, there were about 53,000 Taiwanese Chinese Muslims, or 0.2% of the total population. Most of them worked as soldiers and civil servants. At the same time, there were more than 80,000 Indonesian Muslims working as TKI in Taiwan. The presence of TKI and other foreign Muslim workers increased the visibility of Islam in Taiwan. Mosques began to appear, and halal food outlets became easier to find. Before arriving in Taiwan, Islam had already developed in mainland China. Some of these Muslims migrated to Taiwan in the 17th century. According to Islam.org.hk, Muslim people living in Fujian province, southern China, joined Koxinga's Chongqing forces to attack Taiwan and expel the Dutch troops occupying the island. After the war, some of Koxinga's troops, including a few Muslims, chose to settle in Taiwan. Their descendants later married and assimilated with the local population. Some of them remained Muslim, while others converted to different religions. The arrival of Islam in Taiwan, then known as Formosa, is closely linked to the history of Islam in mainland China. Islam entered China through its western regions, brought by Muslim traders in the 7th century AD. In China, many of these traders married local women. These marriages resulted in a new ethnic group in China known as the Hui. Consequently, the Chinese initially referred to Islam as Hui Jiao, meaning Hui religion. Later, the local population became accustomed to the term Islam Jiao or Islamic religion. Regarding the development of Islam in Taiwan, Professor Linya Tang explained in his book, History of Taiwan, 1918, that Taiwanese Muslims generally practiced Islam privately. They were not active in proselytizing and did not build mosques on the island. Children's shouts echoed. A ball flew past parked cars. No reprimands were heard. Several adults looked pleased seeing the children playing soccer in the narrow yard of Taipei Grand Mosque in the Dan district. Taipei Grand Mosque is the oldest mosque in Taiwan. It was initiated in 1947 and began regular prayers in August 1948. In 1960, the mosque was expanded to accommodate 1,000 Muslims and became a historic building. Several world leaders have visited it, including King Faisal of Saudi Arabia, King Hussein of Jordan, and Tunku Abdul Rahman of Malaysia. Saudi Arabia also helped renovate the mosque. That evening, many congregation members were performing Asr prayers, both men and women. During the 5 daily prayers, the congregation, comprising various ethnicities, including Indonesians, now adds vibrancy to the development of Islam in Taiwan. Initially, many Taiwanese bachelors looked to Singkawang women for wives, but the trend has shifted. Many Taiwanese bachelors now marry Indonesian female workers. As a result, the number of Taiwanese converting to Islam, whether through marriage or personal conviction, is increasing. Just listen to what Aga Susanto, chairman of the Taiwan branch of Nahdlatul Ulama, NU, has to say. Every week, there are requests from Taipei residents wanting to recite the Shahada and convert to Islam. This phenomenon has occurred in the last 2 to 3 years, where the interest of Taipei and Taiwanese residents in general to embrace Islam has been growing. Every week, There are local residents who want to convert to Islam, said Agus. He has prepared competent religious teachers to ensure that the Shahada process meets the requirements and is valid. The desire to convert to Islam is also seen among migrant workers, TKI, who initially had different beliefs and, after working in Taiwan and interacting with other TKIs, received the guidance to embrace Islam. Agus mentioned that the conversion is not always driven by Taiwanese men's desire to marry TKI, although this has been a new phenomenon in the past 3 to 4 years, but also due to personal awareness. Previously, Taiwanese men were interested in marrying girls from Singkawang, West Kalimantan, but now they are more inclined to marry TKI. Since most TKIs are Muslim women, and according to PCINU data, many of them are alumni of madrasas or Islamic boarding schools, Pondok Pesantren NU, it is easier for Sinu to foster and strengthen their faith. He also noted the phenomenon that the friendly behavior, frequent smiles, modest dress, and steadfastness in practicing their faith of TKI workers contribute to Taiwanese residents' decision to embrace Islam. So it is not just about wanting to marry but also being touched by the conduct and character of TKI, although guidance is ultimately from Allah. This is exemplified by Rasada, 33, from Indramayu, West Java, who was married for 12 years to her employer's son in Taichung. Tragically, her husband passed away in an accident, leaving behind a child. She stated that her husband converted to Islam willingly, and they married in Indonesia. Regarding the tendency, is it the husband converting to Islam or the other way around? Rasada, who serves as a translator for government activities involving Indonesian residents in Taichung, said it is generally the prospective husband, a Taiwanese resident, who converts to Islam. Regarding piety, the hijab-wearing woman said it depends on the individual, how intensively the Indonesian wife guides her husband and how seriously the husband studies Islam. This situation seems to be why Sinu is preparing further guidance for these converts. PCINU has created online information packages needed to deepen religious knowledge and offer face-to-face consultations anytime, based on the convert's needs. Sino-Taiwan was established in 2007, initiated by several TKI active and regular study groups fully facilitated by PBNU, and now has 11 branches in Taiwan. The presence of around 300,000 Indonesians, 270,000 of whom are TKI, in Taiwan now influences many things, as they are the largest Muslim population among the approximately 60,000, 0.3%, local residents, mainly of Hui descent from mainland China, who practice Islam. It's no wonder that mosques in TKI, Indonesian migrant workers, areas are always bustling in Taiwan, such as in Taipei, Taichung, Kaohsiung, and other regions. The 8 mosques in Taiwan are particularly busy, especially during the month of Ramadan. For this year's Eid al-Fitr prayers, the Indonesian Economic and Trade Office, KDEI, collaborated with the Taiwanese government to organize congregational prayers at 24 concentration points for Indonesians/TKI spread across 15 cities in Taiwan. This phenomenon seems to have been noticed by the government of the island nation, with the reasoning that currently, 1 in 4 people, 1:4, in the world is Muslim. Walter Ye, Secretary General of Foreign Trade of Taiwan, TITRA, as reported by Radio Taiwan International Voice of Indonesia, RTSI 10/07, expressed serious interest in entering the halal tourism market. Taiwan is becoming increasingly familiar with halal food and cosmetic products, accommodations, and tourist destinations. They are in the process of and have already started certifying several products to meet halal qualifications. In April last year, Taiwan established the Halal Certification Center, with TITRA actively assisting industries in obtaining halal certification. Currently, more than 850 industries, restaurants, and accommodations have received this certification.